You can check out all the episodes of The Table of Truth on our website, www.tableoftruth.com.
You're listening to The Basements.
Wait, where's Cam? The other Cam.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh,
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Table of Truth. This is your man, Cam, back after a little bit of a hiatus.
welcome back, brother.
Holding it down with me, as always, is, please chime in.
What up, y'all? Pusha D. What's going on? I got that yayo for cheap.
Got that Justin Bieber, Believer.
He's
Yo, this
believer.
it's your boy Cam, live from the Justice League.
Yo.
What's going on? This is your man Ant. To the Ant, you know I don't never have a good delivery with these shits. What's going on, man?
And Pope is MIA for the moment.
Yay!
Don't worry, sugar. I'll be back.
I'll be back, sugar.
But
Yay!
there's a lot going on in the world today. I'm not sure exactly where to start. But actually, you know what?
You want to get the serious stuff out of the way, or you want to keep it light and then get heavy?
I figured maybe we could get the serious stuff out the way. Like, just past 1 year anniversary of Mike Brown's death, there was a protest in Ferguson, and for 3/4 of it, it was peaceful, and then it wasn't.
So what started to jump off?
Unconfirmed, but there was a incident with some teenagers and plain-clothed police officers. One teenager was shot, critically wounded, and he's being brought up on charges of assault of a police officer and something else serious. But before all that, there was a bunch of protests. It was pretty peaceful. But it was just basically calling to. I think it was I got the number somewhere around there, but it was something like almost 1,200 people have been killed by the police since Mike Brown's been killed.
There
And
you go.
and also talking about how the movement to make some reforms on how police treat people has since fizzled. Besides body camera and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been, like I said, it's not necessarily the coolest thing that's been going on.
Yeah, it's like the more things change, the more they stay the same. Like, granted, a couple of these deaths that we've seen have been brought to you by dash cams and body cameras, but shit ain't changing, man. We're gonna keep on protesting and trying to make change, but I don't know. I feel like most of the time it's falling on deaf ears. They're just like, yeah, go ahead, protest. All right, you got to move along. Now you can go back home. Like, what's being done?
Yeah, it's more the kind of like when someone gets killed, someone wrote a tweet. That's what we do these days. But it was like someone gets killed, outrage, protest, discussion, and then go to sleep, and then repeat the cycle all over again.
Because it's like somebody every time my phone sends me a hashtag with somebody's name, I'm like, who died? You know what I mean? Like, I have those alerts on my phone where I'm like, oh, what's trending? And as soon as you see, you're like, fuck. And I feel like it's been happening every week now for the past 2 years. It's crazy.
And that is the reason why sometimes I don't care if a CBS gets destroyed because it's always everybody keep the peace, but we ain't the ones starting the violence. And the media portrays it like we're the bad guy, but now, man, people are just fed up. Like, people need to value their lives. Nobody wants to die, man. Like, who wants to die? So you should take that serious. Unless I don't promote just shooting people for no reason, but listen, man, shit got to stop, and I don't know how it's gonna stop. So we'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, we'll see, man. It's gonna be it's basically gonna be some of it has been at least the national spotlight has been on it for the last year, I guess you could say. But people are still getting killed, and
That shit ain't never gonna change, man.
yeah,
Never.
it's disproportional. I mean, yeah, I mean,
How
and
do
to
you
be,
kill people at a protest? Like
yeah,
Yeah.
a quote unquote peaceful protest.
yeah,
I mean, like, what escalated that guns need to be drawn? I don't know the whole story, but it seems like the common denominator is peaceful protest. Somebody dies. That doesn't equal up. That doesn't add up. Like, if it's a riot, I would be more. I would have a little more empathy for trying to protect yourself because the riots can get out of hand. But it seems like every time I look up and read something, it's like, oh, protesters were gathering, cops came, someone took a hit. I'm like, what are the protesters doing that the police want you to disband? They don't want you to protest. Isn't there something in the Constitution or one of our amendments that we have a freedom to protest? Now, are they obstructing some type of traffic, or I don't know. Like, why do the cops always want to break a protest up, or it seems like they're trying to enforce some type of authoritative law, and like it goes wrong, it goes haywire. It's lately it's been just like demonstrations have been broken up, and it's not been peaceful. It's been nonviolent.
The bugged out thing when there's a demonstration, there's now you got the money to afford 1,000 cops to make sure we ain't doing nothing. But on a regular Friday night, when Joe Blow trying to get some sleep and there's shootouts and shit going crazy, it's probably one cop in every 10 blocks. And it's like, why is that? When it comes to a riot, you got a budget for a whole army. So it just makes you wonder, man. It's like, do people give a shit? They only give a shit when we affect their shit.
That goes back to what Cam was saying with how the way, I guess how policing is going on nowadays. Like, we have to go back to that type of reform where cops are in the community, and I know Officer Cameron Moore. You know what I mean? Like, I know I can't do this because I know this dude's coming through around the neighborhood compared to somebody driving by. Yo, put out that cigarette. Yo, cover that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know these people, and they're coming into your neighborhoods, and this is why people it goes the other way, because they're coming in to tell you to do stuff, and you're like, yo, you don't live here.
Yeah, it's actually
business.
Yeah, they put a state of emergency
I heard tonight,
which is crazy. There was no riots, which is a protest, and the guy that got shot allegedly shot first, and
allegedly, I just see the air quotes right now.
Exactly, allegedly he shot a car full of unarmed, or not unarmed, plainclothes police officers. That's the story that started. Yes. It's so bad that even if that was true, we already automatically think it's not.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, all right, sure.
Yeah, I ran out of answers for any of this. I don't. It's like they said, it's every 2 weeks is a new one.
Yeah. It won't stop, can't stop. Straight Diddy.
Straight Diddy.
Take that.
And then what's it called? Did you guys see the Black Lives Matter activist that stopped the Bernie Sanders speech?
Yeah, I clicked on that, the one you sent out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of retarded.
Well, so what was the point of that?
That's why I said it was retarded. So basically what happened was Bernie Sanders came to Seattle. He's doing his rally. Got mad people there because people like Bernie Sanders, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 Black Lives Matter activists stormed the stage. I say stormed, but they got up on stage, took the mic away from him, and kind of called for, accountability of Black lives and all this other stuff, and kind of leveled their charges at him, saying that he didn't put forth no police reform or anything like that plan, like O'Malley, like some of the other candidates had already done, and basically chastised him for not doing enough for the Black community. Although out of all the candidates, he probably does the most. So
it's like they got bad information. That's what it seems like.
So like let's inform our listeners. Like, does anybody know who Bernie Sanders is? What he represents? So because
Sanders is the man.
I mean, this seems like this was all for naught. I mean, from what I can tell, what was the point behind interrupting somebody who actually does something positive for a minority?
Yeah, I think they kind of messed up, and I don't want to say messed up, but they kind of chose the
It was
wrong.
the wrong time, wrong.
Yeah,
Wrong person
exactly.
too. Like
Yeah,
that wasn't the forum for it.
yeah, exactly. And so then it makes them look kind of weird. Not weird, but just makes them worse and makes their message get muddled, you know?
Now it looks like they are just malcontents.
Yes,
All
exactly.
the problems, which is unfortunate because that's not what the movement is all about.
Wait, y'all said Colonel Sanders or Bernie Sanders?
He said Bernie
Bernie
Sanders.
I fuck my child. This actor stupid.
Yeah.
But no, but it was good because I mean, you know,
Attention, America. Now go ahead.
all black girls don't. Oh Jesus. But it just added to the hashtag activism that's happening these days. So, which I agree with to a point, but after a while I'm kind of like, ugh.
Yeah,
what are we fighting against now?
Yeah.
That's my issue with Black Twitter. But then, you have Black Twitter, which is awesome because it talks about certain issues, and then they'll go back and do like Arch That Back challenge or something stupid about Empire or whatever other TV show that just came out.
It's like what Chris Rock said, man. For every good we do, we do one dumbass move, take 1,000 steps back. You got all this positive, and then you come out with this fuckery from time to time.
Can we confirm that a black person started this arch?
Yeah.
I mean, who started
Just
that?
in case.
Yeah.
You guys posted that, and I looked at that and was like, fuckery. I'm just not gonna get into it, man. I don't like.
I didn't even hear about it until they shared it in the chat. I was like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know who come up with this.
What is this? The new plump your lip challenge? Man, I'm good. I can't do it.
Your man Sanders is just very liberal, and he's not changing his ways.
Yeah, man.
That don't even sound right. You liberal, but won't change your ways. That sounds.
Nah. Bernie Sanders is an interesting socialist, Democrat. He's a good socialist. He's a socialist, which is kind of cool. The thing about him is out of all the candidates, and this is the reason why people like him, is he's been talking the exact same way when he first started, when in his 20s, all the way up to now, and he's like in his 70s, I want to say.
73. I'll just Google to say.
So it just shows you people ain't fucking with him. Like he been saying the same shit. He still ain't got up in there. Man. He's 73. This is his last go around.
Yeah, speaking of go around, if Trump becomes president, I'll be moving to Zimbabwe.
Okay.
You ain't going nowhere.
They gonna kick you out?
The big lips we don't have here.
They do.
There's no way Trump is gonna win.
I'm just I know he ain't, but I'm just saying.
Nah, don't say you don't know he ain't. Like, remember, there is a middle America, man. You know what? I can't lie. Fox was kind of hating on him. So if Fox ain't on your back, you done.
I don't mean to sound mean, but I'm about to be on my straight. Fuck it. All he needs to do is just bring up one transvestite and says, "Support me. I support this." He'll win it. You take it with a grain of salt. That's why I said you never know, because it just takes one little power move like that, and that will beat I will make sure the Medicaid goes down. That'll beat that argument.
He like insulted Rosie O'Donnell again, and she's big.
Okay, so sorry, Trump. I try to help you out, Trump. I need to check for that, Trump.
Yeah, Trump's a clown, man. He's not. He's just a straight clown. This is all for show, man. You think he gonna give up all his television revenue and all that stuff he got in the media? He's just playing a part, man. He like what's the one dude that was from Texas that used to have all the money and would just get in there?
Ross Perot.
Ross Perot. He's just a different Ross Perot, man. Like he's not for real. It's like Republicans are not like they looking at him like, come on, man. Like
he's
giving us a bang.
He's winning.
That just shows you how weak the Republican race is, man.
But also too, it's early, so it's like 18 months, So it's more about the comedy of it. But we'll see if he actually runs on a third party candidate, because he has the loot to easily do it. But he definitely and also thing what people don't realize is with Trump being very Trump-like, he makes other candidates look better now, because now he's on some wildness, and then they're like, "Well, I'm not as wild as that."
Stay woke, y'all. He could be a a plant by the Republicans.
Yo, I was literally just about to say that. You don't think he's a pawn for like late night TV?
But it's not embarrassing that you mean to me so many people who went to school, who went to grad school, you mean to tell me Trump got nominated to? Yo, come on, man.
Well,
I mean, Trump
he just put his hat in. Trump can run.
Trump's a good businessman. That's what got him in. He knows how to talk, to give a gab. You're not gonna intimidate him. He's a businessman. But come on, man, you're not running no country, man.
On a side note, speaking of Trump, y'all peeped on the clip on The View with what's the singer's daughter? She said that crazy comment.
Oh yeah.
In front of, she said she was trying to make a solid point against Donald Trump, but she went like ass backwards by saying, "What if like something about the Mexicans that clean your bathroom?"
Yeah, she was like, if he wants to get rid of Mexicans, like she was like, then who's gonna clean your toilet? So Rosie Perez just grilled her, and she was like, "No, I didn't mean it like that."
But Rosie Perez didn't even say nothing. She just looked at her like,
exactly.
I waited for. I wanted do the right thing, Rosie Perez, to come out, not older and mature Rosie Perez now.
Yo, people
laugh this shit.
You gotta keep it. You gotta be professional, but not me. Who the fuck you talk? Yeah. Can't be that no more.
Say stuff like that. It's like that shit that you. Yeah, it's like stuff you talk about at your crib and like, you know what I mean. Like it's shit that she talks about.
Yeah, that's an inside joke.
Yeah, like you making fun of Donald Trump, you could say anything. Like you don't have to go deep. And when she said that, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, she didn't.
It's
that
almost
was the line for the day for me, man.
She thought she knew what she was saying, but that shit was just like you said, totally.
And I know in context, I see what she was trying to say, but she just didn't say it right.
I'd have peed my pants if she was like, "Wait, are we live?" That would have been priceless forever.
Dude,
yeah, man.
Yeah, we live.
White people steady sticking a foot up their ass and mouth and get caught.
It's good because Trump is being non-political, or he's not polished, which is exactly why early people are liking him. It's like he's saying the stuff that a good section of America still believes about Latinos and gays and women and blah 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 blah. So it's like when he's being like this very douchey character, it's identifying with a lot of other douchey characters that never had anyone to identify with. That's why they're kind of like, yeah, I like Trump. She's a straight shooter.
I ain't never heard nobody say they like Trump, man.
But yeah, we also live in
no one we hang out with.
Exactly.
Unless you hit a jackpot. Thank you, Trump.
No, we live in the two most liberal states.
Oh yeah, let me win the lottery and I might change my tune. No, I don't know.
but you're talking to people in upstate Idaho or something like that, or freaking middle America, Kansas, you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. If Obama has taught us nothing, is that America is just as racist and backwards as we thought it wasn't.
Word.
Yeah. Enough about that clown. He's a joke, man. Like
too much of our consciousness.
Yeah. I mean, just be aware. He's there. People stay woke.
And to me, it actually also, I think it's almost motivation for people to actually pay attention now. So it's like your lack of paying attention could let this dumbass freaking seriously be the president.
Well, that's happened before with George Bush. So
yeah, we care. Do we care? What are our options right now?
You know how he'll win it too. If he said, "Yo, all free blackjack every Friday night, Saturday night at the Trump Towers," you already got 2% of the blacks. That's off the rip. Matter of fact,
if you vote for president for blackjack, you might as well leave the country right now.
I'm just saying, like you said,
nah, man, spades, spades.
There we go, Cam.
You need those extra votes. You be like, all right, I gotta target the ones who don't even know what CNN is real quick. Yo, blackjack's free Friday nights from 8 to 8:15. That shit still be packed. No 15. That shit was.
Like I ain't voting for him, but I'm gonna show up. Like, all right, you idiots.
This is an outrage. Can I get that, please?
I'd like to welcome everybody to Trump's International Spades Tournament. We'll be having this once a month.
He's shaking the dice, complaining. How dare he do this to us? Come on, 7.
Gonna have an annual gin tournament, domino tournament, spades tournament.
Hey, yo, can you start right? For Bikino tournament? Oh, man. Bikino gets you in the office.
Yeah, man. Petanque tournament, man, boy.
I need to be in the
Pinochle.
Pinochle. I'm done. Spades? And you see a commercial saying, listen, folks, even I get bubbles. I might vote for Trump. I swear to God.
Join me on my fried chicken watermelon campaign.
The shucking and jiving tour, man. I'm good.
Yeah. If you like grape soda, so do I. I'm like, yo, all right.
Yo, we are having the ultimate 50.
I'm buying a Uzi. I'm looking for Donald Trump, yo.
We are having an all-state fish fry. Come down. Yo, he would get everything.
You like ribs? Sure, we all do.
Donald Trump fish fry.
Yo,
y'all like fish and hush puppy? Come on down. Fish and grits is your thing, and pinochle and domino.
Come on,
I'm for you.
I
Donald
can
Trump fish
fix
fry.
If I can fix your stomach, I can fix the world, America. Brought to you by the Table of Truth. Sponsored
That'd be
right,
horrible.
Yo, he might get some people. You know what? I think I might vote for him. Balling out.
Well,
let me take it back. I was just mentioning, I seen one of our topics we was talking about, with police brutality and like how it's having an effect on the black individual, the black male, and how it's also changing our stance as far as like appearance and clothing and whatnot. What do you guys think about that?
Oh yeah, you seen that article they said about
yes,
more black people are dressing up in suits. I guess black men. So,
all right. I guess I'll chime in first on this one. I dress based off of how I feel throughout the day. I know my style, but I must say I don't wear as much hoodies, big clothes, like stuff that might make me feel comfortable. Only because, yes, I do not like people looking at me and I feel like I'm being judged. That is uncomfortable, and I could say, well, you shouldn't let nothing bother you, but sometimes you just want to just be chill and blend right in. So, but I'm not wearing no suit to go buy me some eggs or just go down to Central Park. I'm being myself, but I do watch what I wear because unfortunately we do get judged based off appearances sometimes.
There is a fine line between being subjected to wearing a certain items of clothing and enjoying what you like to wear. Obviously, you're not gonna go to the store wearing a three-piece suit, but sometimes when you go out, it's not just wearing a suit, but sometimes you might want to go out, have a nice shirt on, tucked or untucked, nice shoes, have the appearance that doesn't look threatening, but at the same time, you don't want to be like, like in the NBA, they had a dress code. They used to come out in sweats and all this, but Commissioner Stern at the time was like, we need a dress code, and I honestly think it was better for the league because you're representing a company.
At first I was like, yo, they could dress how they want, but you're right. Like, you're representing you. This is your employer.
Yeah.
You should show up. Like, you coming with your hair half braided, throwing your Timberland boots on top of the podium. Like, yo, all right, man.
I just think overall, I just like it. I think it for the individual, you just look like a better person, instead of looking like anybody's child. Now, getting back to society, you don't want to. I mean, obviously, who's going to be walking around at nighttime with their hood on unless it's 50 below? You know what I'm saying? You're asking to be, like, people are fearful, So if you're walking around, you got your hood on, it's not cold. At night, it's going to look like you look sus.
We're going to look twice. I'm going to look twice. I'm
going to look twice.
I'm about to get got. Like, I'm going to look.
But the crazy thing is, how many of you are fearful of your own people opposed to somebody else that's not of your ethnicity? Like, do you ever find that crazy? Like, you're fearful of your own people. Like, you see a black dude with a hood on, opposed to a white guy with a hood on, and not dressed to the max. You're just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You would think it would be the other way around. But getting back to the original point, I'm just like, I don't mind dressing up, and I'm a little bit older. But I dress for the occasion. If I'm going skating, I'm not gonna wear a suit. Obviously, I'm gonna wear something comfortable. But I'm not gonna be looking like I'm gonna stick you up either. So
At the same time, yeah.
there's a balance.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where in my mind, like I see people like they'll look at me and they'll cross the street, like they'll see me from a distance. Like I've been in those situations, and granted, maybe they just need to cross the street to make a left or make a right. But I've gotten to the point in my life, I'm like, yo, if you scared of me, like I'm one of the nicest people out here. Like I feel bad for you. Maybe you've been in a bad experience. Maybe maybe you don't trust the way certain people look. And like I said, maybe you're just making that left or right. But I've gotten to the point where I don't care. I'm not going shopping saying this T-shirt will look good for me not to mug anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you guys are doing that either, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying like I do kind of get what they're saying because I used to live in a Jewish community, and I said it before in the podcast. I would like go to Starbucks on my way home just so people could know like, all right, I guess this dude lives here or he's nearby. You know what I mean? Like I don't. It's just the weird looks you get, and it gets frustrating after a while. But then I reach that point where I'm like, fuck it. I don't care.
But
I don't know about you guys though. I'm an intimidated black man, so people move out of my way all the time.
You know what's funny? Me and D, especially, we've been going through this since our early 20s, going into clubs, going into bars, and we got denied based off of maybe our race or how we look. So we was always already
You've been told that to our face by bouncers.
And D, that used to really tick D off. Like,
I have the worst track record with bouncers, yo.
Yeah. So we've been dealing with that discrimination for a long time, and that was with our own brothers that would tell us, "Y'all not getting in because of how you look and you're black." Like we've been told that in our face by our brother, and D used to hate that. So I guess we kind of So I guess we kind of adjusted to that. What they're saying now, so I kind of agree what they're saying, but at the same time, like you said, Ken, you still got to be yourself at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta find a balance, a happy medium. I mean, obviously, when you get older, you're gonna dress a certain way. Because you're gonna need to get a job. You're gonna have to be presentable in society, and what society dictates as like being a good representation is you have to dress like fairly like decent. You can't be coming in baggy pants. That's not cool anymore. Even the people that dress street or urban or whatever you want to call it don't dress like that anymore. The standard of which we used to go by, which was accepted in the mid 90s, early 2000s, probably doesn't shake anymore. I mean, we got quote unquote the new millenniums. They dress a little different. Some people might call it weird, but it's not threatening like a pullover with baggy jeans or like, you know what I'm saying? Like you look like a member from Wu-Tang or something for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So all of us, I'm going to assume that most of us in our group, we dress a certain way. We're able to adapt. We can dress kind of down and be comfortable. Mm-hmm. But obviously when we're going to go out in a setting, out and about and walk around, we have a certain style that's not threatening to other people where they look at us and like, man, these dudes look suspect. You just look like a normal dude. I mean, I wear slimmer pants. I wear a nice shirt. I like looking fly, so it works for me, you know. So, and I think a lot of people with my certain ilk will dress the same, you know. So
I guess people think they're gonna if they wear that, they're not themselves. Still be you. Just present yourself in that environment, like you said. Don't change your characters. Who you are. That's just what it is. So yeah, like you said, common balance.
Be you, but be a less threatening you.
Yeah. As far as appearance.
Well, you know what it is. What it really comes down to is the prejudice or the prejudging of what they're already seeing. So they're watching CSI, and 3 black dudes mug a white old lady, and they have baggy pants and a sweater with Timbs on in New York City. When they visit New York City and they see a black man with Timbs and baggy pants and a hoodie, he might be a mugger, or he might be Dwayne going to get some Starbucks.
Word.
So. But
like
that's
said,
the thing that people don't realize.
That we have to still do that. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it is 100%. But until the stereotype of the threatening black male goes away, which I don't see that going away anytime soon, then what are we left to? Then we left to quote unquote dress better. Like a black man in a suit now is not necessarily going to court anymore. Now he looks like he's a dapper dude that might be dressed up. He's a classic man, as they call it.
I'm a classic man.
These have to assimilate. Now, we used to look at dreads as like a threatening thing. Now, dreads are more accepted. Tattoos are more accepted in the workplace. It's just things that just people have to get used to and adapt to. Eventually, certain things that we thought was taboo in the workplace or in common society will be more accepted by the populace. Like when I got my job, I had a flat top. And, I always thought you shouldn't let my looks dictate if I'm qualified for the job. But there's always that uneasy feeling of you coming out of that interview saying, did I do everything in my power to get the job? And I don't want to second guess having my flat top be the reason I didn't get the job, because perception is everything. Even though it shouldn't be, that's the way the world works in today's society. People always have this perception, and first impressions are always a bitch sometimes, and you have to knock it out of the park. And then when the person gets to know you, or a said individual gets to know you, then you can kind of quote unquote let your hair down, or come in, because everybody I work with
has fired soon as you grow it.
No, I mean, not even. It's about getting hired.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you come in with the guy with the scissor, the Caesar, and the guy with the flat top. Who you gonna hire to represent your company?
But you know what's funny though? On the flip side though, this is what people are saying. Yo, this is what people are saying. Yo, y'all wilding because we would get made fun of. You know how many times in a barbershop I would come in with my style. Yo, they should think that me and Dwayne don't even go drinking clubs, like we're straight geeks. And I'm like,
y'all trying to play us?
They're trying to play us based off of what we're wearing, yo. So that I understand it is a flip side to this, because I had to defend myself as a grown man to tell people I've had a drink before. Oh, word? You did? I'm like, yo, are y'all saying it? Because just based off of how I look, I'm already judged that I don't do this and I don't do that. So I swear, image is like it's hard, man.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because right now I got a beard, my hair is like wild, and I like how I look. But I get what Cam's saying. You going on a job, you gotta look a certain way. But I'm at the point where I'm like, if
gotta look presentable. You can still look ethnic.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still be you, and you can, like I said, if you don't have your hair all natural, just get it edged up.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna look as sharp as I can.
You can have a fine balance. Like, you can still have a natural look, have your whatever kind of hairstyle and clothing style, but just kind of like shape it in a way where it is not only presentable, but it fits within that realm, what's accepted in society.
It's just to the point, like the example you use with dreads and tattoos, like even with like black hair, like if I was white and I had long hair and I put it in a ponytail and like a man bun, like that's acceptable. It might be in certain places, and I just want to get to a point where people look at my hair or look at my beard and be like, that's a normal dude, that's a good looking dude, like he's not homeless, so he's not gonna mug me. So and hopefully society gets to that, and I think they will. Like the whole dread and tattoo is a good example, because they will be more accepting as time goes on.
But how can it be that if they don't understand the culture? You have to understand the culture before you can accept something. So
it's kind of like you got to get in and change the system. So if I already had tattoos,
you know who's a good example? I would say, and it goes back to the NBA, like Allen Iverson. Mm-hmm. To me, he put tattoos on the map. Granted, they were around before him, but he made it more like urban and more.
Him and Sprewell were poster boys for like braids and like tattoos and being a rebel, And then
but it came to a person where somebody in Wisconsin could watch the NBA and see a black dude with tattoos
and want to be just like him.
And granted, like Iverson isn't the greatest role model, like whatever, but at the same time, at least it gave him somebody like
role models. Yeah, no, that's a good point. We still gotta dress up. I bring it back to the first perception. So if I'm walking down the street, I see 5 black people, 3 of them have suits and 2 of them have hoodies. I'm gonna be questioning some things.
Now, if they're all together, then it's different.
Yeah.
But, I mean, see the way we think. We're trained to think. We're thinking that a hoodie means something. We think a hoodie means something bad when it doesn't. It's just a hoodie. but that's the way the world works. So you have to be able to, as an individual, being a young black individual especially, you have to be able to adapt and understand that paradigm within today's society so you can navigate successfully as an individual, not put yourself in a predicament where you're caught up by the police, you're caught up or have this perception of being a quote-unquote bad guy or somebody that could do wrong to another person. That's just the way the world works right now, and we have to change that by slowly integrating our culture once we're within the system. I believe that's just one way I look at it. Like, I'm at a job where, you know, I'm trying to put a little paint where it ain't, so to speak. When they get to know me, they understand where I'm coming from in my culture. So if I came in there right now and started growing my hair, and by next year I have a flat top, they would be more accepted because they already knew who I am. I've changed the way they perceive who I am. Instead of coming in and trying to barge in, you have to be kind of slick about it, you know, in a way where you'd be like, oh, okay, I get you now. I understand.
You tell me I gotta wear a bald-headed wig if I don't want to cut my hair to my...
No, you don't have to. It just depends. It's a case-by-case scenario.
No, I know.
Ken, what if somebody says, Ken, what if, not to cut you, what if somebody says, well, I think that's a form of kissing ass? Not me, because I get it. But what if somebody who's not getting it saying, yo, listen, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. That's kissing ass. I am who I am. Like,
you know what I say to people like that? You either want the job or you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't want the job, you stay true. That's just your own morals and ethics. That's not kissing ass. That's just you understanding the rules. It's like in the NBA. There's rules to the game to be in the NBA. You're going to say, just because you don't want to follow the rules, then you don't want the job in the NBA. You don't want a job at such and such company, then you don't have to. No one's going to fault you. You know, that's your own mantra. If you feel like dressing up and looking presentable is kissing ass, then that's what it is to you. Good luck trying to find a job right now.
Yeah. Well, quick segue. Speaking about the NBA, you guys heard about Michael Jordan talking at his camp about LeBron James, the Lakers, Phil Jackson, and all that?
Yeah. Is this our annual Michael Jordan? I'm better. You know, he do this every so often just to remind folks how great he was.
He's got to, man. So the children, they might forget, man. They look down on their feet and they'll see Jordans. Who were you? He got to let them know, man. I was the greatest of all time.
Who am I?
Yep. My sneakers is still 200.
They asked him if he would be LeBron James in his prime 1-on-1. And obviously, you know what he's going to say.
Of course you know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes
without question.
You know, look, the mystique of Jordan is unreal, man. Like, granted, I don't know, man. But
I've seen it, though.
Yeah, I've seen it.
We all seen it.
Yeah.
But he's never went against a LeBron his era. There was no LeBron James in his era.
I've seen people go past LeBron that ain't on Jordan's level.
That's true, too.
Right now, I've seen
everybody go. Well, that's just the dictate. That's just the rules of the game. I mean, anybody can get by anybody nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not gonna say
Jordan being relevant again. He likes to chime in when he chimes in.
I mean, you know, Kobe in his prime. I mean, Jordan one of the greatest defensive. Jordan took a lot of chances, man. I want to see Jordan body up a 6'8", 260-pound dude that can run just as fast as him. He tripping. He gonna have a problem.
Well, can LeBron dribble as well as Jordan or Kobe? You know what I mean? Like there's certain things where
there's certain things. I mean,
LeBron got a post game, fucking 3-4 years ago after being in the league for like 8 years. So
Jordan's post game was off the hook. Like that's what that's what extended his career. I mean, people always gonna say Kobe bit off his moves, but Jordan couldn't shoot like Kobe. Kobe jumper back in the day was off the hook. Like I always say, you know, what separated Jordan from the rest was he was just bigger than everybody. He came at the perfect time, man. He was an unreal athlete. It's like LeBron now.
But he had the skills to back it up as well. You know what I mean? Like,
no doubt.
Like Ant said previously, 3 seconds left, LeBron is missing layups. Like, there's fundamental things that he does. He's dribbling the ball off his foot. There's maybe 1 or 2 highlights I've seen Jordan turn it over in the clutch. Like, that's LeBron's clutch career.
No, I mean, granted, Jordan is the dude, but it's not just as clear as night and day when he just say, I could just beat LeBron 1-on-1. When he make it seem like he playing us. I mean,
but that's Jordan talking though. That's the GOAT talking though. So he can say that. That's Jordan saying that.
Just because he got a kufi on, make him right. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and plus Jordan, he's known for talking shit forever. So
like I said, the man
best talkers of the game.
He got his own theme commercial. Like he's the man.
I dream.
He is me.
You got to see that.
It's cool. You know what? We just give Jordan the utmost respect. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good. I mean, he always give props to Kobe because he look at Kobe as like his.
He passed the torch to him.
Yeah.
Heir apparent.
Try to give it to Penny. Try to give it to Grant Hill, and they couldn't carry it.
Yeah.
Oh, Penny.
Injuries. Man.
What's it called? So today, I saw that that Roger Goodell and freaking Brady are back in court, even though they're not gonna overturn Brady's 4-game suspension.
This shit got personal, man.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, it's not gonna happen, but like, it's like on some. Yeah, I was looking at it, and they were talking about how, I think the worst starts for the Patriots out of those like 5 times or 6 times, something like that. 4 of those times they've all gone to the Super Bowl. So it's almost like technically,
matter, right?
It's like even if he's not there, like the chances of them still going all the way is still pretty high.
Because the division is hella weak.
I think the division got stronger this year though. Like Buffalo's a lot better. That defense looks crazy. The Jets defense is crazy. Miami, if their quarterback can step up, they don't look bad. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, but they are still in a weak division.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, man.
I mean, you know what? The only thing this does is just put Brady down my ADP rankings in fantasy football. That's all that matters to me. I don't really care. This is a non-issue. There's a little small part of me is that they finally got their comeuppance being the Patriots and all the stuff they used to get away with. But, like, at the end of the day, this is a non-story to me. Goodell is being Goodell again. Brady, Teflon Brady, man, he getting touched. Teflon Tom, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they used to be boys. They get in touch. They just, whatever. It ain't going to, in the grand scheme of things, this is nothing. Now, if they said you can't have a draft pick next year, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
This is the NFL owed them, though, man. All the stupid shit they've been doing, Spygate. You know what I mean? Like, there's just been too many things the Patriots have done in the past where they just get a pass.
The only one that really, really, really matter is the Spygate stuff because the tuck rule, that's not on them. That's on the refs and they dumbass call. And what was the other one?
And I've never heard of the tuck rule in my life. I was watching that game. Even when I watch the replays, I'm like, how is that not a fumble?
That's not on the Patriots.
How do you say he took the ball? So what? You didn't throw it.
The Spygate is the only one I fault them. But it's still, at the end of the day, Spygate, you might know what they're doing, but you still got to stop them.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier if I know you're going to the right, you're going to the left.
No, granted. That's what I'm saying. I hold them accountable for that. The tuck rule, I don't really hold them accountable because they just were there for the circumstances.
Fuck up.
they benefited a fuck up. And what's the other one? They had another one. I guess Deflategate. Everybody deflates balls. Everybody, it's a known thing. Like they want the ball to serve.
Yeah, pause forever. There's another one too.
Pause.
Ow!
Yep. Sorry. Yeah, but the whole football thing, man, like that ain't nothing new, man. No one gives a rat's ass about if the football is not a certain PSI, man. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? You should have known. The refs should have did something. That's on the refs, man. And the Colts and the Ravens, they should have stepped up until after they lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really. That's why I said I don't really care about the Deflategate, but I just think the NFL and teams around the league were like, yo, when is enough? Like, how you gonna keep on letting them cheat? Like they gotta get penalized, and Tom Brady's a scapegoat, man. He should have just came out and said, yo, you know what? This is the way I like the ball. It's been done forever in the league. You know what I mean? Instead of just flat out denying it, yo, I don't know what they're talking about. That's when Goodell's like, all right, man.
You're lying.
He should have just came out and be like, look, I like the football a certain way. I should be careful. I like the football a certain way. Whatever the PSI, the pigskin. You know what I'm saying? This is how I want to play. So if he came out and said it in the beginning, this would have been a non-story. But anyway, whatever.
Word up. Yo, have you guys heard the Compton album?
Yes,
Dre's,
this will be my last little take on two things in hip hop. So before I cut out,
alright.
Compton, I think is dope. I had a friend hit me and was pissed, but he loved the album. But he said
Detox.
he thought it was Detox, and I said I gave Dre a pass because he came on and said this is not Detox. So my expectations was lower. I like the album because it's fresh, it's new. He's got a bunch of new artists, and my three favorite tracks on the first listen: it's Loose Cannons, Just Another Day, with Game, because that don't even sound like a Dre beat, and
You got the
Animals.
one with Premier too?
Yeah, the Animals.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like my favorite hit right there. This album is beautiful. I think he did the same thing Kendrick. He just went in a whole different direction. It's Dre, but it's not your typical Dre album. I think it's a well-made album. It's not Detox.
It's very Kendricky.
Yeah.
I like to call it. That's how I like to say it.
It's
I
a
like
great
it. I
album.
thought it was dope, man. I think it's overall, it's made for the hour level generation of hip hop fans.
Hey, yo, my coworker came through. That's what I say.
And so it's made for our generation of hip hop fans. Now the younger ones are like, huh? That's what
Yeah,
they keep calling whooping her about.
My friend was like, yo, this ain't a Compton album, man. You know, this thing got no corrupt. I'm like, man, like, you gotta move on.
He had Exhibit on there. Like,
that was dope. He had Exhibit on there, and he came correct. I was like, wow.
I gotta hear that.
I was impressed. I was
Yo,
listening.
whoever King Ez is or whatever, and even John Connor, I'm like, yeah, honestly, I like the album a lot. I'm not saying this is the best album.
No.
Like, I would give it a B plus. But for people, I've heard people online calling it whack. Like, yo, this album's whack. What are you listening to nowadays?
It's only because they don't have the West Coast feel. You think that's the main reason why they don't like it, or
They want to hear that 2001.
It felt like a West Coast feel to me.
It's
Yeah.
West Coast, man. Man, I'm cool, man. That
I was
album's beautiful.
surprised that Dre rapped on so many songs though. When I was listening to
I was
it,
actually me too.
Yo,
I was like, Dre's doing
I was
that?
really
Whoever
surprised.
is this ghostwriter need to get paid because
Son,
Yo, man,
I was like, a 50-year-old is rapping like this? I was like,
Yo,
whoa.
I heard a little 50. I heard a little Kendrick.
Ja Rule. You
I
didn't
heard
hear
a
Ja Rule
little-
on 2 tracks? I was like, was that Ja Rule or Dre?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yo, K, you know what's bugging? When the Chronic album, I played the first song, I was like, wow, Eminem wrote your first fucking song? Like a slow motion Dust Fiend Eminem. I said, damn, Dre, you trying to keep up? Yeah, Dre's a king ghostwriter, yo.
Yeah, man.
It's a great album. I give it.
He wrote on that album too. The Chronic.
Yeah,
2001.
I give it a lot of love. It's positive, and I'm gonna end off with this, man. Like with my thoughts on Sean Price, man. I grew up a fan listening to him, man. Like I said, I wrote in a couple posts about it. That outside of Wu-Tang, man, Boot Camp Click was one of my favorite groups. My first album I bought from them was Helter Skelter, Nocturnal. And over the years, I've grown to appreciate Sean Price's flow. I think he's one of the funniest dudes with metaphors, and like I seen a freestyle of him where he said, Kareem Abdul Muggsy Malone, I don't even know what that mean, but you know what that mean when I told you. I was like, wow, this dude was unreal. Like, he was a beast. No one really talks about him. He's a New York legend.
Yeah, he's like people love him back in New York. Like, people who really listen to hip hop.
Yeah,
I think honestly, with Sean Price passing, it was a divide of who actually listens and who doesn't. Yeah. So like for instance, like I work at BET and we have hip hop awards, and I put up like, yo, R.I.P. Sean Price. I'm looking at the comments, and some people are like, who? And other people are like, yo, if you do not know who this dude, you know what? Stop. It was a big divide because some people didn't know who he was.
Sad, man, because that was a part of, like, he was my rap hero, man. Like, he was one of them ones. Like, cause I don't know, man. Like that, like he really was one of those dudes I really looked up. Like, he would come out, like when I used to rap, he would always say them one-word openers like Botswana. I used to try to take his style. Him and Ghost used to do that type of shit. Just come out with a
get your attention right there. Like,
yeah,
what?
you like, damn. Just go listen to the Figure 4, man. That dude was ill, like one of the illest. It like really touched me. Like a lot of rappers came and went, but like I don't know, he that one really like hit me. I was like, damn, man, that was a heavy one. I mean, and then we just had on another note, a Bay Area turntablist just died, DJ Swift Rock, man.
Yeah, that's a big blow too.
It's a big deal.
Who?
So,
No, I'm joking.
Nah, man. That's
Google just said, "Did you mean?" I was like, "What?" Nah,
Did you mean? Did you mean? Did you mean?
All I heard was my man Google Fraggle. Nah, let me stop playing.
Nah, DJ Swift Rock, man. He was a big
I
deal.
thought you said Barry Swift Rock. That's what I was like. Who?
Nah. Swift Rock. He was ahead. I mean, they
Yeah,
come
yeah.
in threes, man.
Helter Skelter, like Black Moon, Smith and Wesson, Mobb Deep. Those are like music you didn't want to get jumped to. That's me growing up in the '90s. Like, yo, as soon as we hear them songs, MOP, like, yo, this is the shit people are vibing out to. You chilling like that. I will always remember Sean Price, Helter Skelter, like.
Those
all
are
that
classic
stuff.
hip hop. Underground
Yeah,
with
like,
the hoodies, the big Timberland boots.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
the 40
Yeah.
ounces in the paper bags, like that just
That's
takes
the
me
grimy
back to my
hip hop.
childhood.
Onyx, yeah.
Yeah, them
Bucket
baseball,
hats,
leather
ski
jackets.
goggles, camouflage jackets.
Oh,
That was
the goggles, yeah, that was it. And I should be one of those guys trying to be just like that as well. Before
I
my
just didn't
jeans
want to get
became
jumped to
tighter.
it.
Yeah, word. But I played it though. I know
yeah.
the essence of the music in that era. So yeah, that was a big loss. And like you said, the young heads really need to do their research on hip hop. You can't say you like hip hop if you don't know the culture.
Yeah.
You can't.
All right, fellas. I gotta cut out.
All right, man.
Hey, it's been real. Y'all knock it out the park. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
All right, on.
Latest. Well, what else do we have left?
That's about it. We can
Most Def. Yeah, we probably wrap it up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Anybody else got some final words?
My final word is, like I said, fellas. D. I did the 5 miles today. Well, I did 4.3. I'm getting there, but I'm motivated, man. I'm even surprising myself how fast I'm doing it. So just whatever you put your mind to, man, do it, B. I'm going back to the old.
Straight West East says, yo. Ice up, baby.
Word. My knees hurt. My knees hurt though right now. I'm not gonna lie. Both knees right now are in pain. So
That's hilarious.
that's about it.
I guess my final word is, I guess it's back to HBO. It's kind of like a surprise final word, or I did not know this. From Ballers on HBO, Ricky Jarrett. I didn't know that was Denzel Washington's son.
Word.
What?
Yeah, like that's because I was looking at a Cowboys scrimmage, and Uncle Denzel was there, and I was like, oh, Ricky Jarrett. Then they said his name. It's like, I think it was John David Washington. I was like, John David Washington. Oh, this kid, he tried out for the Cowboys, I think, back in the days. Like, he used to play football. He tried to go pro, and I guess he just didn't make it. So I'm like, yo, wait a minute. This kid is actually Denzel Washington's son. I'm like, that's a pleasant surprise. It's dope to see him on that show, because, I mean, even though he's a screw up on the show, he's been solid on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's awesome. I'm happy, like, they didn't, like, yeah, me too. I'm happy they didn't, like, say, oh, starring Denzel Washington's son. You know what I mean? Like, it's more like, oh, you had to kind of find it out.
He's his own person. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's a dope show, too.
Nice.
Ballers.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, final word. I don't know what I got left. I don't know what I have.
Back.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. You know what? No final word. I'm gonna pull a Pope.
You gonna pull a Pope?
You don't want to talk about Drake? You want to talk about?
Nah, it's past already, man. We missed the boat. The only thing I would really say about it is that Mos Def had a good rant about the whole situation and how, you know, it's. I don't think people realize how the bigness of the dumbness that's been going on. And to me, it's been hilarious. I think it's all hilarious because I don't take any of it seriously. But to the kids that really, really do, that really, like, take what's going on with Meek and Drake, and then Mos Def says this, and Lupe says that, and, like, you know, it's a soap opera. It's gossip, you know?
but they don't really look at it in the deeper context, and they're missing a whole lot of stuff. And I wish more and more people that are rap fans paid attention to that kind of thing, because a lot of the stuff that Bo Steph was saying in his rants was very true. And he was just like,
it is too, Cam. It's like there's no culture anymore in hip hop. Like there's no one checking anybody. So back in the days, if you came with me playing Young Thug, I'm like, yo, dude, what is this? Like, have you heard Redman? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no one saying when you go to rock, someone would bring up like, oh, this dude is awesome on the guitar, or this was a better vocalist. Like hip hop, God forbid, I cracked jokes to LL Cool J. And granted, when he had beef, he would murder people, but no one's gonna be like, yo, LL Cool J. They're gonna be like, yo, shut up, man.
Yeah.
Like the dude licked his lips. So it's just like there's no.
Yeah.
We don't have that in hip hop.
Yeah, maybe because maybe the times are changed. Not to make an excuse, but maybe social media changed that, where everything now is just a show, because it can be instant news. So they don't got time to make it authentic and official. I don't know. Like, 'cause you got a good
one
point,
of the
dude.
things with like hip hop, it's always been a young rebel kind of like, you know what I mean? Like it was never a genre kind of made for old people. It was done by young people. So the generation before us and now us, we're like the older statesmen. We got to figure out like how do we fit into this without viewing it as stupidness. You know what I mean? Like I've been playing Sean Price all day. When you wrote Big L, I'm like, oh, let me play some old Big L. I'm like, yo, they don't make music like this anymore.
Yeah, man, they don't make. They don't.
Like it's like back in the days, I had to like read lyrics and understand what they were saying. Like now, you hear people say stuff, you're like, yo, you just rhymed the same word 8 times in the same verse. Like, I could do that.
I don't know, man. Big Sean's a lyricist.
I actually somebody had it on their car, and I actually heard the album. It just ain't for me. It's for this era. I don't find this like lyrically. I'm not knocking them, but I'm comparing you to what I grew up to, and it don't meet the standards.
We have standards.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, and I talked to an intern, and we're talking about rap and stuff in general, and he was trying to convince me that Big Sean was better than J. Cole. And I was like, all right. Yeah, like, exactly.
I'm not even going to waste my brain cell to break this.
But what I was telling him was the one thing that I'm not going to discredit is he's 21. So his limiting of hip-hop is of actually paying attention really is probably within the last 5 to 6 years.
And that's being nice, Cam.
Yeah, and that's being nice. So for him and his paradigm of rap, the legends in his realm of rap are like the Kendricks, the Drakes, I'll put Eminem as a grandfather because he was at the end of kind of doing stuff. So then you have the Futures and the Big Sean. So in his realm of rap of what he knows, like in his actual lifetime, then Big Sean is top 5, which is insane to say. But if you put it in the context of someone that's 21 years old, so listen to rap music probably since he was 14, 15, that actually makes sense. So,
God, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
And that's the part that we have to realize. Like, hip hop is about the youth and about innovation, and so the youth part's always there, but the innovation part's been lacking. And so, us as the old heads, we're the ones that have to teach the youngins.
You gotta school them, right?
You have to school them without demeaning their own current stuff.
Demeaning their culture, but it's hard.
Yeah, exactly. It is hard.
If that kid came up to me. Yeah, if that kid came up to me, I'd be like, dude, you weren't even born when Ready to Die was out. Like, I don't even know what month you were born. Yeah, like, dude.
My standard. Yeah, D, you're right.
My standard 46 Chambers was out before you were born. Like, you talking to me about Big Sean? Yeah, exactly. You can't be disrespectful.
You have to calm down, man. You gotta woo-saw that, man. You gotta woo-saw. Be like, okay, hold on. In your context, I listen to the Big Sean album. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it ain't for me. It ain't what
exactly. So that's why when they say statements like that, you have to kind of like take a step back and investigate and have a conversation, as opposed to being like, yelling old man on the hill, like what?
You know how I view it, and I think this will make a decent analogy. Like when it comes to movies, I know when I was young, I just wanted to watch this movie that was out. It had to be action. It had to be a certain thing. And as I got older, my taste in movies grew. So I'm like, I remember I had a conversation at work, and somebody's like, "Yo, you never seen Reservoir Dogs, and you like movies?" I was like, "Damn, I gotta watch this film." And then when I watched it, I just started seeing movies in a different light. I'm like, they literally filmed this movie in one location, and it's nothing but dialogue. Like that's the thing. Like we gotta explain to like the younger heads. Like, yo, go back, listen to what this song is about. Listen to his flow. This is what he's saying. Like he's not. You know what I mean? Like you have to appreciate what came beforehand.
Yep. Pretty much.
And I guarantee you will not be playing no French, none of that stupid simple rap. Like that's not.
Yo, we had a lot of simple rap back in the day too, man. Then let me put on Keith Murray.
But he wasn't. He was simple but difficult at the same time.
Simple. And on that note, we can end it.
All right.
Well,
Love y'all, man. Thank you, Mike.
yeah.
This is Table of Truth, and we are out.
Peace. That's mad crazy. All right.
You can listen and download to all of our episodes of The Table of Truth on iTunes. Just search The Table of Truth podcast.